Hey, good morning, everyone. It's me here. It's about 8:45 in the morning. We got 45 minutes till the market opens. It's the 2nd of November. We've got a new month, and we've got a whole lot going on. Markets are opening green. I want to kind of talk a little bit about this. Before I get into any of this, as you all know, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research, and this is always just my opinion on the market. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to start with our typical round. We're going to start with ES. Then we're going to go to NQ. Probably we'll move on over to Bitcoin from there. But if there's any asset that you would like for me to take a look at, just throw a comment in the YouTube chat and I'll do my best to take a look at those. I've got a chart request for SPCE that I'm going to be doing here on this video as well. So that's going to be for our good friend Frykobs on the Discord server. If you don't have access to the Discord server, just again throw a comment in the YouTube chat. I'll get an invite code out to you so you can be part of our community. So let's go ahead and move on over into the S&P. So on this, we were tracking this correction, and to be fair, this did happen really quick, right? This was a really fast correction. It started from September the 2nd, completed on the 24th. That was pretty quick considering the amount of time it took for this run up, right? So this run up lasted from March all the way through September. So naturally, we would not really expect this to correct, really that fast. This corrected really quick. So we're now back here at the drawing board, and just for the record here, I'm going to go to like a 2 hour here for just a moment so we can get all this history. For the record, what we were kind of tracking is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then A, B, C, working on this 4 down here, which is part of this 1, 2. We should be coming down to about 314, 315. And it looks like that's what wants to happen. It looks like we want to move our way down to 314, 315. That would be the area that I would be looking for buys here. I'm going to go back to an hourly time frame here for just a moment. Again, just to kind of look at this correction. And again, just realizing here that this fib pull, this tops out at the top of that wave 5, which is, what we're calling the top of wave 3. Then we go down here for wave 4, and then we finally see our, clear skies moving ourselves up and out of here. So right now, markets are opening, somewhat green. Somewhat green. Markets are opening somewhat green right now. But I don't want to get caught up too much in this at the moment. There's a lot of people that are bullish that are trying to buy the dip. Personally, I'm sitting in like 90% cash, just waiting until after the election. Because as you can see, what I'm kind of expecting to happen, excuse me, kind of expecting us to move our way down here to the 382. We were looking for a move to the 382. We haven't realized that target yet. We haven't hit the 382 yet, and that's that's still sitting down here just waiting. It's still just waiting to happen. So whether you get into some VXX or you get into some SPXU or some kind of a bear asset, a bear ETF, I think we do want to make our way down here. So again, what I'm looking at a move down here to the 382. And what do I see here so far? Again, we're using our trend-based fib extension. Let me just go ahead and draw this so you can see how I'm doing this. I'm using my trend-based fib extension tool, and I'm going to start up here at the top. Okay, so we're going to start right up there as close as we can to the top. Move our way down here to this dominant pivot. We talk about dominant pivots, dominant pivot high, dominant pivot low, and then your dominant pivot on the retrace. Okay, and then what do we have from there? We're looking for a 100% equality. That's going to take ourselves down here to 315.25. And we're trying to find the SPY equivalent here. 3152 is where ES would be heading. The 382 is sitting down here at 3141.25. That seems like a good logical place for the good old magnet to be pulling us down towards. Okay, it looks like we want to move down here. Now the big question is it going to go lower? Oh, that's a good question. Let me also show you some more confluence here. Some more confluence. Let's take a look at this. Trend-based fib extension tool again. Start up here at the top of wave B. wave 1, wave 2. What did we hit? We hit our good old 175. Now we're going to target for gravity to take us down here to the 2618. And where is that? Where does that just happen to be? Well, right down here in this same area. This magnet is going to try to pull this down to finish this move. So let's just go ahead and move these guys down here, trying to work on completing wave 5. Wave 5, and we're going to be looking in this box right here. Is it too late to short? I mean, it's riskier down here. I would be looking for the buy personally. But if you want to pull, down here, this is where I'd be looking for this guy to gravitate towards. Lots and lots of confluence down here, anywhere between 313 and 315. 313 and 315. If it breaks down below 313, I think it's probably going to go to like 306. But one way or another, this looks like, a good completed correction, a nice A, B, C. It's going to take a little bit more time. I don't think this happens until, I don't know, tomorrow, more than likely, maybe Wednesday. I'd hate to see all those people that have been bearish just go ahead and just rake in the cash because, markets are pretty heavily short right now. And so there is going to be a point where this thing just catapults out of here. What would I like to see? Well, I'd like to see a nice little, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you see a nice clean move up back into this zone. And when I say this zone, what I'm really referring to is this zone right here. Get ourselves down into our liquidity pool, move ourselves right back up into it. That's what I want to see on the ES. So that's the analysis on ES. Again, even though markets are green right now, I think it's likely that we move our way down. Now, when is this trade wrong? Okay, when is this trade wrong? This trade is going to be wrong in a violation of this pivot point right here. Let me just mark that. Right, that's not it. Let's try that. Let's try it again here. Let's get this guy right there. This is our point of invalidation, which is going to be right there at 33.56. If we get above 33.56, this is likely incorrect, and something else is going on. But for right now, this is where I think we're going. A nice little ABC. So a 335 to finish this move down here, to finish wave C, to finish wave 4, to then start on the upward move up to wave 5. I have historically said that December is going to be a good month, and I still think that it's very possible that it is. I don't think that the United States is going to be moving into a bear market anytime soon. I wouldn't actually have considered what happened in March a bear market. I would just consider that a correction that was really needed for a long time. So the fact that we have this confluence here with this 1, 2, 3 going right down to the 175, we move up for the wave 4, then I think today, again, it's 8:53 right now. We've got 37 minutes before the market opens. I would say that it's possible that we either move sideways today, because this is wave 4 that we're working on, so this could take a little bit of time, and then tomorrow we take this move down because you've got options that do expire today, you've got options that do expire on Wednesday, but you have no options for SPY that expire tomorrow. So it would make sense for this thing to drop down. People are going to be taking some options for Wednesday that are going to be bearish, call them lotto tickets. And that is where people are going to really lose out. I would be interested in getting calls tomorrow. Tomorrow before the close, that's, especially if we find our way down here, the probability is that we move up once we go down here and hit this target. I think we're going to get down there. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at NQ. What does NQ look like? Well, it looks a little more bullish than our good friend ES, but again, I'm not married on this. Now, NASDAQ has been more bullish compared to SPY. There is no doubt about that. NASDAQ has outperformed the S&P in big ways. So again, looking at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. 1, 2. Let's measure it. Let's measure it. So starting from right there. 1, 2. Going down here. It could be 3, 4, 5 that this is completed. And the reason why I say that, I don't want to do this. I'm going to go to a 15-minute time frame, see if I can count this guy. Okay, so again, from up here, we've got, from here, we've got a 1, we've got a 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, into the 3. You know what? I still think that this guy does move down. So that looks like a little bit of an expanded flat, which means that it would favor a little more downside. Yeah, I would say that this guy also wants to find its way down just a little bit lower as well based on this. Now, I don't know if it's going to go down to that lower diagonal. And again, let me just kind of zoom back out just a little bit so we can see all of this. I don't know if we find our way back down to that lower diagonal. I would be actually looking for a move to the median. So let's throw a median on this and see where that actually lies. So we've got the 0.5. Let's take this guy off of here. 0.75. That's going to be that guy right there. So let's see where this would take us. Yeah, I think it actually moves lower than that. So I would be looking for a move back down to retest these lows over here. Let's do a similar measurement that we did on the S&P as well. So again, using our trend-based fib tool, taking from the top, going all the way down here to our dominant pivot low. And let's take the pullback. So this, yeah, I mean, the 100% quality is sitting down there at 10,426. So I'd be careful. Like I would really honestly be careful buying back here. I would, if it does make its way down here to 10.4, I would be buying that all day long. I would think that would be, could be, might be the finishing of this wave 4. Now you can see I've got a wave 1 and a wave 2 here. I'm thinking that I'm probably going to be removing this part of the count, just because it just does not look like we're done. And if we violate these lows down here, then we have to acknowledge the fact that that we are going to be going lower. So for NASDAQ, I'd be looking at 10,426. That's what I would be looking at right now, and then I'd be looking to buy down there if it happens to go down there. That's the area that I would be really looking to buy. If we get a bounce out of here, if we get a bounce and we start flipping support and resistance levels, now again, another little lesson, we talk about this all the time as well. We had support, we flipped it as resistance. We had support, we flipped it as resistance. Then what did we have? We had more support, and then we flipped it as resistance. And then again, we have support, we flipped it as resistance. So we've got all of these support and resistance flips, right? So we've got, right here, we also have some resistance right there, which was technically prior support all the way back over here. Lots of support, now is resistance. So these are the things that we need to pay attention to and we need to watch. Okay, let me clean that up. Okay, so if we get back up above some of our support levels, like right now, assuming we do push down below here, this would also be the next support level, and it actually goes all the way back out here. This is a support level that I would be really paying attention to. If we get down below this guy, if we get back down below here, this is a support level that I need to be paying attention to. Until we get all the way down here to this 100, which is also the bottom of this diagonal. This, if we get down below there, I'd be looking to buy. But what I really, really want to see, because we're going to get a support, resistance, flip, support, resistance, flip, support, and then we need to get back up above, then claim it as support, above, claim it as support, above the median, claim it as support, above the important support, claim it as support. Ultimately, I want to get above this channel, claim it as support. But you're going to see signs way ahead of time before we get up here. So you need to find these signs and you need to seize the opportunity and take advantage, because this works in any market, right? I'm talking about NASDAQ right now, but this works in any market, crypto, Forex, any market. You can apply these same principles too. Put a count on it, because Elliott wave, it's not for everyone. It's a lot of work, and you really have to spend time trying to understand it. But if you spend the time, it's well worth it, in my opinion. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is going to be starting that correction that we were discussing last week. You can see we are, we're working on this. It looks like we could be in the middle of an expanded flat right now, and that is pretty bullish, right? So if this is the end of wave 3, and I do believe that it is, because looking at this, let's just go ahead and dive into a 15-minute time frame here for just a moment. All right, so what do we have? I mean, it's pretty clear that this looks like an A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. This looks corrective to me. This looks very corrective to me. And then from the point before that, so let's just take a look here. I can almost count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this could be a 5-3-5 correction that we are in the middle of here. So we've got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm on a 15-minute time frame, so I'm going to remove that here in just a minute, just because it's very, very, very messy. So we've got 5. Go back to our degree, change that to submicro, and let's put a white on that. So that, and then we should be coming down in 5 waves. So from up here, we've got 1, A, B, C, 2, working on the 3. I don't know if the 3 is done yet, and then a 4, and then we go down for the 5. Okay, so if this is what we're waiting for, let's see if we do actually make it down here to our buy zone that we have been waiting on. Let's take our trend-based fib extension tool. If this is an expanded flat, it does not look like it doesn't look like we're going to make our way down to this zone. If we do, that would be very surprising to me if we did make our way down here to 12.4, 12.5. I actually think it's probably going to, so if this is the 3, we do the 4, and then we go down for the 5. It seems to me like we're probably going to stop anywhere between 12.9 and 13.1. More than likely, that's what's going to conspire here. I think that's where this is probably going to end. What that's going to complete, I'm going to get my larger subdivision on here. So we've got the A, and then the B, and then finish off the C. This is going to be on a slightly higher degree here. I'm going to remove my 535. Whoops, don't want to remove the P&L just quite yet. All right, so that, and that. Okay. I'm going to remove my path up and out of here just to clean up the chart just a little bit. I'm going to move back to an hourly chart because I'm still pretty bullish right now, and I'm probably going to remain bullish until we get up here to the 15,000 to 15,500 range. Excuse me, and then I think we start another correction, and then we see ourselves moving ourselves up to 17. And that, my friends, is when we start, another bear trend. But for right now, the market is still looking up, and this is true for your normal traditional assets. It's also going to be true for crypto assets as well. If we can see Bitcoin stabilize up here, I do think it can be good for alts. Let's take a look at dominance. All right, so let's take a look at dominance. There was a little bit of a quirk a couple days ago. I'm not going to I'm not going to give that too much attention, but we've been watching this also for a while. And let's go back to log scale because this is on a longer time frame here. So again, we've got a 1, 2, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3, A, B, C into the 4, and then we've got ourselves moving up out of here. So Bitcoin dominance, it looks like it's still moving up, but at some point this guy is going to move down, and I think we're going to retest this area of dominance as support, which is going to be at about 60. So Bitcoin potentially losing 3 points, 3 percentage points in dominance over, a few days, right? This could take some time. But if I'm wrong about this being the 4 and we do pull down a little bit harder, we could see alts just completely fly. For right now, I'm cautious on alts. I do think alts will perform fairly well, at least the stronger ones. You're talking about alts that have like over $1 million market cap and potentially less than $10 million market cap. I do think that they have really, really good potential. Strong alts will move. Weak alts will bleed. That is what you're looking at. So pay attention to things like Chainlink, Tezos, BNB, things like that. No, those are not endorsements to buy. I'm just saying those are the ones that you want to watch, you want to take a look at. So keeping an eye on those and seeing how they're going to be performing as Bitcoin potentially stabilizes, because that could be something that takes a little bit of the dominance away from Bitcoin and moving them into alts just a little bit. We're talking about money rotating here. We're not talking about new money. We're talking about money rotations. So try and seize the opportunity. And that, I think, is going to be the name of the game for this week, seizing the opportunities that you have presented in front of you. It is 9:06, and I do not have any suggestions, so I'm going to take a look at SPCE, because that is what Frykobs asked me to take a look at. Oh my. Okay. I'm going to take a look at this guy because I was asked to. Oh man, I don't like charts that look like this. Now, we don't have a technical pivot there. Even if I got off of log scale and went to the arithmetic scale. Oh man, this is just so hard. This looks corrective. So this looks like A, B, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. Yeah. I mean, potentially there could be an opportunity for buying. Let me just see what our risk is, though. I mean, you would have to manage your risk all the way down here. It's a 15% loss. I don't see a good trade setup on here for SPCE. It just doesn't look good enough for me. Taking a look at some moving averages on the daily, we're trading below the 21 and the 55. It looks like they're getting ready to cross, so I think this guy is probably going to find its way up to maybe 19 bucks, and probably is going to fail from there. It's kind of taking a look. We have been governed by that 55. We were governed by it back here. We were governed right there. We found some support. We got above it. We got above the 21, and then we fell through. So this looks weak. This looks weak, and we were consolidating for a long, long time down at the $9 to $11 range for all of 2018, most of 2019, and then obviously something happened where we had some capitulation, because you've got all these people. Let's just talk about capitulation for a second. All these people that were waiting for a move, and they got tired of waiting. You've got people that bought at, say $9.80, and they held for what, 18 months? And finally, there was a little bit of a spike. And then what do they do when that thing goes up to $12? They're like, oh my goodness, I finally made 30%. Then they just sold everything, which caused a capitulation. And then from there, you had this knee-jerk reaction, and then it went crazy. And all these people that sold, especially the guys that bought back here and sold down here, that sold for, a 40% loss. And then ultimately this thing went up to $42. But I do not see a good clean trade here. I would not take a trade on SPCE, at least right now. And it could be that this thing just flies, but I don't see a good clean trade setup here. So I'm not in any position to make any kind of a recommendation, because this looks too corrective. This doesn't look good. It does not look good. Yeah, we had support here at the 50, which means this could make its way up there, but it still looks just way too corrective for me. Way too corrective for my blood, so I don't really like anything on here. So, Fry Cobs, if you're watching, this is what I think on SPCE. I'm not a real big fan of it right now. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it for right now. Hopefully this helped you guys in some way, shape, or form. If it did, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And if you want to access the Discord, just throw a comment in the YouTube chat. I'll be more than happy to get an invite code out to you. And of course, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, and